Just
All right.
wait.
Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tavern of the Taven Warriors, Google Hangout. Sorry for the technical difficulty. Completely new URL. So what we're gonna do for now is just continue the podcast. We've touched on the Women's World Cup. We've touched on the KNT. We've touched a bit up on Isungu and Beximo. We've touched on the K-League a bit. Now it's time to move on to the mailbox. Now we will start answering all of your questions here in the mailbox. And the first question is, if you can let me pull that up real quick. Sorry. All right, first question, Lionel Lee, thank you for asking. Can you talk about the upcoming FIFA U17 World Cup this October in Chile? What do we know about Korea's team and the key players? Anyone want to start that real quick? I have a lot to talk about on this.
I think this is your forte. You should start off.
Habla un poquito más bajo, ¿vale?
Wait, what's going on?
I think we're waiting for Jinsok to speak.
Yeah.
Oh no! Sorry, I had to close the door real quick.
Oh.
Do you guys want to say something about the U17, or should I?
I think you should start, Jinsok.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, okay, I'll start. All right, so the U17 World Cup is the continuation of the AFC U16 tournament, which we sadly lost to North Korea in the final.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be held in this October in Chile. Yeah. As for key players, obviously we've got Isungu and Changyeri, but we can talk about some of the others. Do you guys remember any of the others?
There was that kid that made that assist to the kid, the guy that made that assist.
Kim Jong-min.
The
Yes.
kid.
Yeah, I know, says me, but yeah, but he seemed particularly promising. So.
Anyone else? Oh, I guess I'll have to talk. Okay, so do you guys remember our defensive midfielder? I think our defensive midfielder, his name is Chang Jae-won. I think he was one of the best players of the Korean team. He actually plays for Ulsan. Yes, Ulsan Youth. Did you guys hear about the Wanjung? It's like the U18 like championship in Korea.
Yeah.
Where Ulsan won 4-3.
Yeah.
Against Cheonnam, right?
Yeah.
Chang Jae-won actually played, even though he's not 18 yet.
Wow. Okay.
So he's another promising. I think the entire back four when it comes to our U17 team is pretty good. I believe standing next to Lee Seung-woo in striker is Yoo Keun-hyuk. He's a very decent striker. However, he got ridiculously tall, and I believe he's completely lost his balance. So,
wow.
And I really don't think he's gonna take away from Lee Seung-woo's spot. We also have Yoo Ju-an, if you guys remember him. Yoo Ju-an scored. I believe he scored a couple. Yeah, I don't exactly remember. Who else? All right, to be completely honest, I don't know all that much about the U17 team. Gitevra on BSK knows literally everything. But I think to look forward to the big names. The big names, in my opinion, are Chang Jae-won, Lee Seung-woo, Chang Yeol-hee, and Kim Jong-min if he does end up playing. All right.
Okay.
That is it for the first question. Also he asked, what do we know about Korea's team? I really think we're gonna do pretty well. I think this tournament. It's gonna be better than. I believe it's gonna be better than the past. Although I guess the very latest U17 World Cup was in 2009, where we did make it to the quarterfinals. Bye, Roy. All right, we'll see you soon. Where we did make it to the quarterfinals. The 2009 U17 World Cup was when Son Heung-min scored that incredible goal against Nigeria.
Okay.
If you guys remember that. No? Okay. Anyway, that was cool. So, yeah, look forward to this. I think this is going to be a really good tournament for us. We have a pretty balanced team. Decent goalkeeper, decent defense, and of course, Isun and Jangeri. So, yeah. Okay. Second question is, can you guys go over the striker situation? And do you think Isun will come to the senior level once he's 18? Striker situation.
Whoa.
Have you been over this? I believe we have, but let's go over it real quickly. Tim, Nicole, Jeremy, go on.
So.
Is Tim?
No, go ahead.
Jeremy, go
on. Well, in regards to Lee Sung-woo, I don't think he's ready. I think we're gonna have to give him a couple of more years until we could, until Steelcake can kind of assess, how he'll fit in. I don't think now is the right time, to be honest.
Yeah, like I think
it's a tough predicament.
Yeah, like I think I read in the media, and Shiraka doesn't really seem to be like super big on calling up Isun-woo prematurely. Like he seems to want to wait until he's ready, and but really wait a couple of years, since he's been asked like this question in the media before. It's just kind of said, well, let him develop. So I think personally, I don't see any harm in calling him up once he's 18, because to be honest, I don't really think the Korean national team isn't producing any, top quality strikers, to be fair. Like unless Chu Min-gyu or Hwang Ui-jo turns into these beasts of goal scorers, it's going to be difficult to, to just. It's not like there's stiff competition for Isun-woo to break through. At the same time, he's not. I think people have this like opinion that he's going to be like. He's going to save the Korean national team as soon as he comes in, and that's not entirely true either. He's still 18. Well, he will be. If he joins when he's 18, he's not going to be like a Messi right away. He needs to develop. I think people need to, temper their expectations, lower their expectations for that.
I think.
Do realize that once he is 18, he is a pro.
Yeah.
So I believe he will be called up. Whether he's going to be our regular starter now, that's the question. Go on, Jeremy.
I think a good model to follow would be Costa Rica. I mean, they're in a similar situation with strikers, but they really took care of business during the World Cup. I think it would be a good model to follow. We should try to, see how they organize things.
Another alternative is following Brazil, or maybe even Norway, but I think it's too late for Norway. It's too late for Norway. Now the way that Brazil is treating Neymar is actually really great, and I think if we can build a team around Isun-woo, I think we could be just as good. Okay, as good as Brazil. Yeah. I don't want to be as good as Brazil. Brazil is not the landmark anymore, but you know what I mean. And guys, do remember that Elliot wanted us to go over the striker situation. So let's just name. Okay, I'll just name the names really quickly, and that's Lee Young-jae, Lee Jang-yup, and possibly Wookie, Chu Min-gyu, and no more Young-woo. That's about it. No, Steelcake doesn't like Young-woo. Yes, he doesn't.
Yeah, Hwang Ui-jo maybe.
Hwang Ui-jo maybe. Yeah. Kim Seung-dae is not going to happen. So, yeah. All right. So, Elliot, in response to your question, it is. I already said it. I think you get the point. Right.
Yeah, it's a tough predicament. There isn't
it's complicated.
One. Yeah, or there's Ji Dong-won too. We kind of forgot that.
Oh, Ji Dong-won.
Oh yeah.
He's back.
Yeah, but there isn't. We don't have like. There's no one simple answer. There's a lot of different players here who are like all equally speculative, and someone's got to step up and actually seize that number 9 role, because it's there for the.
And to be honest, if Isunu starts playing decently well for Barca B as soon as he starts playing in January, call him up right away. I want to bleed him in as fast as I can. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Next question
Next.
has already been answered by Jay. Thank you, Jay. Now, quick recap for the current active writers and contributors to the tavern. Jay posed this alternative question to whatever happened to Evelyn. So, and Tim answered this. Roy, me, Tim, Jeremy, Nicole. Easy.
Yeah.
Next. June asked, who do you think our 5 key players are for our national team for the next year? And also, this is a little much, but the best representative for each position in the KNT.
Oh.
So let's focus on the first part. 5 key players for our national team next year. Go.
Son Heung-min.
Ki-Sung-young, come on. I mean,
Ki Sung-young, yeah.
When Ki-Sung-young is not playing, our team looks so much less cohesive. Ki-Sung-young is the backbone of our team. He needs.
Wait, this
is the first name.
Isn't in any particular order, is it? Or
no, I don't
order of
think so.
importance?
No, but
No.
I think he's something is the
Okay.
most important, period.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Jeremy, well, I guess, should I continue, or Jeremy?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, sure. Yes, I guess we touched on something made in yeah, he's a key player, obviously. He's you know, I think people have slightly too much, like, he's in the team, like, let me deep breath again. Son Heung-min isn't like the one-stop, I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, we're gonna shift away from Son Heung-min for a second.
It's interesting, you know, I think maybe Lee Sung-woo might have a easier time integrating into the KNT than Son Heung-min.
No, I don't know. No. Korea plays are remarkably different style than Barcelona does. And I actually think Lee Sung-woo will have a lot of time adjusting to the KNT. And that's why I think it's so important to play him so early. By the way, by next year he won't be playing regularly for KNT, I'm pretty sure. So I don't think of the key 5 players for our national team for the next year, I don't think we should talk about Lee.
Okay, so
anyway.
Ki Sung-young, Son Heung-min.
I was gonna say Kim Jin-hyun, actually, because
goalkeeper is always important. Always.
Yeah, at the Asian Cup, he's saved us many times. Like, well, not many times, but there was against Uzbekistan. There was that one, and Australia in the first game. There was that one big save where he just came out and he flailed his limbs and he made the save. And he was beaten twice in the entire tournament. One that was like he couldn't really do much. There was a perfect shot by Nwango, and the other one was actually both goals he couldn't do anything on. So I think going to the future, it's refreshing to have a goalkeeper who you can rely on and count on. I think Kim Jin-hyun needs to continue being that kind of goalkeeper. You know, we know what it's like to have an inconsistent, crappy goalkeeper with terrible reflexes, Chun Sung-ryung. So I think that Kim Jin-hyun is one of our key players because he is. When he's not on his game, then the team will struggle. And Chun Sung-ryung we kind of had that barrier with Chun Sung-ryung.
Yeah, as long as Steel AK doesn't play Chung Sung-ryung, I think we'll be.
No, that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
He who shall not be named.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the thing. So we mentioned Ki, Son, and Kim Jin-hyun, and I think we can all agree on that. But each of you mentioned the next 2 really quickly and a very quick explanation why. Go, Jeremy, you're up.
Tim, why don't you go first? Yeah, slow.
Okay. Let's go with Kim Jin-soo, I think, first of all. Because I actually want him to be our starting left back. I know there's some people want Park Cho to be our left back, but I honestly
Park Cho's old.
Yeah, exactly. And Kim Jin-soo, I think, offers a lot more.
I think Park Cho's better, though. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, anyways. I think offers a lot more in the future. And second, I guess whoever Key's partner will be, because...
yeah.
What about Yi Chung-young? I mean...
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Definitely.
and hopefully he has a great season at Crystal Palace next year. So.
All right, Jeremy, name one more. Nicole, name two.
Kim Young-won for defense. He's aside from his brain farts, I mean, he's
Yeah.
He's good.
He's promising, I think.
Because you mentioned Kim Young-won, sorry Nicole, I'm gonna have to go before you. This is kind of I just have to speak because you mentioned Kim Young-won. I was actually gonna say Hong Jung-ho because if Hong Jung-ho plays anywhere remotely near the way he played for Augsburg at the end of this season, Korea's defense will go from really shitty to like a lot less shitty.
Mm.
So like that could solve a good half of our CB problems. I personally think, because Hong Jung-ho played so freaking well in the last half of that Bundesliga season. It was amazing. Okay, and my fifth is actually Lee Chung-young because when he's on form, he's our best player, no doubt about it. And I think if he can find form, we're so good to go. It's just that he hasn't been on form in the last couple. Obviously.
Yeah, and I think you've mentioned that if his shots were on target, he would be a world-class player. I totally agree with that.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's frustrating.
Yeah. Nicole, go.
I reckon my two players will be Kim Jin-soo and Hong Jung-ho, like you mentioned. Shout out to the Bundesliga players. Kim Jin-soo has been like really good for the Korean national team, so I'll definitely want to see more of him next year. And Hong Jung-ho, like you said, he was really good last couple of games at Augsburg. He was really good against Cologne and Bayern Munich. So I really hope that he gets his form back. And also, have you seen the photos of him bulk up, which was really good to see. So hope we can see more of Hong Jung.
Okay, let's move on. We have a couple more to go through. So Jay asked us. This is very interesting. Report card for Stielike thus far. Player selections, tactics, in-game adjustments, and media handling. Player selection. Tim, go.
Player. I mean, I think there've been a few questionable call-ups. I mean, his persistence with Lee Jung-hyuk kind of surprises me because
he's limited.
Yeah, exactly. He's limited. He's got a limited ceiling, and he's got work rate, which is great, and that's kind of what you're gonna have. But the problem is he doesn't offer much else, right? So, and I guess at times I would have wished I would have wished that he would have called up Kim Chang-woo sooner and actually find a decent right back, because Chang-woo was playing left back for Ulsan, and so he doesn't impress me that much. And like ever since he brought back Cherry for the Asian Cup, which is I think something that he did well, we've been really lacking that solid right back who can go up and down the pitch and do it consistently for the whole game. And I don't really think that Kim Chang-soo can do that as well as other players would have. So I would have preferred that he would have looked at right backs more earlier in his tenure. Yeah.
Okay.
Is Nicole going next? Or?
What's the question?
Report card for Stielike thus far.
Well, he's been winning his last couple of games, so positive note on that. But I don't know, like I don't see so much change so far. Like, yeah, we are versing quite easy countries, right? But he's still just new players, but it's still kind of the same tactics. That's what I've been reading from the news report. Like, nothing's really new.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
so.
Like if I can jump in, I have like a personal frustration at the Myanmar game, because our
we all did.
Yeah, but like for like the last like couple years, we have literally tried no other formation than the 4-2-3-1. Like that has been our go-to formation, and I guess it's fine. Sure, maybe it works the best. It's flexible naturally and stuff, but like against Myanmar, we didn't need two defensive midfielders. We didn't need that. They rarely threatened. Like they had like one half chance. That was it. We could have been much better served. Actually, like a 4-1-4-1, for example, or maybe trying two strikers, which I guess we can pardon Shuka for that because he only had two strikers in his lineup after Kang Sula's suspension. But it just feels like there's this hesitation to do something other than the 4-2-3-1 and actually change tactics a bit. And I think that if Korean players don't have this killer instinct, like people say, like they have this natural willingness to play the easy option, then I guess a change of formation is probably better than just sticking to the 4-2-3-1 and scoring 2 goals against Myanmar. And I'm seriously concerned because I think that against Kuwait or against Lebanon, we might actually end up getting a goalless draw. I think it's very possible, and I think that if we were to go up against Iran, like Kuros Iran tomorrow, we'd lose. Because I don't, other than maybe fixing up the defense a little bit, which I don't know if we could entirely attribute that to because we haven't been playing great opposition either. But like, I don't think there's anything that Chilika has done that Hummingbird could not have done.
Yeah. So for player selection, go on.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Report card for Steelcat, I'd have to give him a B minus. I mean, I haven't seen, like Nicole and Tim said, there haven't, there's not much of a variety in formations. And he doesn't really give, I mean, from what I've seen and, read, he doesn't really give a lot of reasoning. He doesn't go into detail explaining to the media, why, what his intentions are. That's the impression that I get.
Okay. So for me, I mean, player selection, I mean, so he keeps playing Hanguk-yeon. But he was willing to try out Lee Jae-sung. And
I mean,
and I guess it's not too bad.
His recent wins have been impressive, but there are plenty of reasons why we should keep on challenging him and questioning him. No.
I'm not saying we shouldn't catch. I'm not saying we shouldn't catch him. I actually question him a shit ton. His tactics are awful. Like he only sticks to a 4-2-3-1. He doesn't have in-game adjustments. I think the only one that I ever remember is freaking Cocktail as a striker, and that's the only thing that I can think of right now. He doesn't really have a plan B. His media handling is great though. So yeah, B minus at best. Like,
it's very possible that we'll see a pattern of draws in our World Cup qualifier games, and we might even lose a few of them and blow our heads off, go crazy.
Okay, so I think Jeremy's B plus is very reasonable.
B minus.
B minus.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, now let's move on. Takeuchi said, which young talents 18 to 21-year-olds from the K-League are you looking forward to the most? This is kind of funny because Takeuchi probably knows as much as we do. But Tim, you want to start this? I think you have some strong feelings about this. I know you do. Wait, Tim, are you there? We can't hear Tim.
Can't
okay.
hear Tim. Nicole,
go.
Well, my player is like 22, Moon Chang-jin. Well, that's what I think. He's really good as my young players, but he's injured unfortunately. But yeah, and like also I don't know who mentioned it. I don't know if it was Kim Sung or Jeremy, but like Kim Sung-dae, like I think Kim Sung-dae is great. Like I don't know why Shichukule is not calling him up.
Yeah,
he was so good at the Asian Games. Like it's just that he had a lot of injury problems, but we should give him another go.
Absolutely. Jeremy, what do you think?
Don't really have any strong feelings in terms of young K-League players.
Oh,
I'll
you
have
don't
to
because I do.
go
All
for
right,
it.
so let me start here.
Speak.
So we talked about Taejeon and Seo Myung-won and Hwang In-bum, who are two very, very good players that I really look forward to. We talked about Lee Chang-min, the 22. He's 22 too, actually. We've talked about. All right, I'm blank. I had a lot of names like in my head for this. I'm kind of blanking right now. I'm sorry, guys. We talked about Kwon Chan-won for Suwon. Already, he's a great midfielder, and I think he is 21. We haven't talked about Lee Kwang-hyuk and Lee Kwang-hoon actually. Lee Kwang-hoon hasn't been playing for Daejeon, but Lee Kwang-hyuk has been playing for Kwang, and he has been pretty good. So there's that. Nicole, you've already mentioned Moon Chang-jin, Kim Seung-dae. Now Takeuchi says 18-year-old, but he also says K-League. So I'm going to talk about some 18-year-olds. So I already told you guys about the recent high school final, the U18 final against Ulsan and Cheonnam, and boy, that team. I don't think any other Korean team can show that amount of mental resiliency. And if you guys look at the rosters, like that is basically a mixture of our U17 and U18 teams. You guys might recognize like Lee Sang-min, Oh In-pyo. Oh In-pyo, by the way, played for the Suwon World Cup, as did Han Chani. Yu Keun-yeok, you guys should recognize. Chan Jae-won, we talked about already. Like these are very good 18-year-olds. Like, the mentality to fight back from a 3-goal deficit and win 4-3 is ridiculous. So yeah, Takeuchi. In conclusion, I'm personally most looking forward to Seo Myung-won, Kwon Chang-eun, and Hwang In-bum, especially Hwang In-bum. He's intriguing me a lot right now. Now, Tim, you're back.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go for a second.
Okay.
So we're at
What about
young
you?
talents?
Yes.
Sorry, no, I was upstairs. So what question are we at?
Takeuchi's.
Sorry.
Takeuchi's. Young talents 18 to 21 from the K-League.
Okay. I think it's the one player that I'm looking forward to the most. Obviously, would be Hwang In-bum, because he's 18. He's got so much potential. I think I heard you touch on that a little bit, but yeah, he's honestly right now he seems to be our best player, which is kind of strange. But
yeah,
he's like he's got great control, great passing, like I mentioned earlier, and for an 18-year-old, he's got that enthusiasm that no one else in the team seems to have, and I'm actually really hopeful that he can develop into one of the best players in the K-League in the next few years. I think he's got that potential because he's doing these things at 18. Imagine what he'll be doing at 25, 26. So.
All right,
Yeah.
good. I think we've covered a pretty large base, although we didn't entirely talk about 18 to 21-year-olds or in the K-League. Anyway, sorry, Takeuchi. Anyway, here's the final question. We are running out of time. It is 2:12 here in Spain, so.
in the morning.
Yes, and I have class at 9 a.m. So anyway, our final question is from Lee Chang-young. Well, hello, new member.
Yeah.
How do you see Lee Chang-young getting playing time at Crystal Palace, especially if the Johan Kabay deal, which by the way did happen, goes through?
Well, it didn't happen, so.
No, it did happen.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yeah, it did happen. Okay, so here's my take on this. Johan Kabay is a central midfielder, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows this, right? He's a CM for France, and I believe is he at PSG right now? He's at PSG right now, I think.
Yeah.
So to be honest, like Lee Chang-young can play wing, he can play midfield, he can play wide midfield.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace usually plays 4-3-3, right? Am I right?
I think they played 4-4-1-1 as well at some point.
4-4-1.
Yeah.
Really? Anyway, I don't think Kabay is going to affect Lee Chang-young's playing time that much. What about you guys?
Well, like he's got. The thing that worries me is that I don't want to see one of our players sit on the bench like Park Ji-young did. And, you know, Crystal Palace do have their go-to players and like Punchin and stuff. So
Zaha.
yeah, so Zaha. But so I wonder if he will actually get playing time. I'm thinking maybe he might end up just like coming on as a sub, but I think it entirely depends mostly on what happens in the preseason and how Pardew how Pardew's season best employed in the team. But it's true, he's a versatile player. He can play in the middle, he can play on either wing. And that's an attribute I think should definitely increase the chances of playing.
Yeah. So in conclusion to the question, I really do think this mainly depends on how well Lee Chung-young plays in comparison to basically all the players in the various positions that he's capable of playing. I think Johan Kabay, as a pure CM DM-esque kind of guy, like box to box kind of guy, I don't think he's a direct competition. So yeah.
That's that.
Okay, that's that. Very good. All right, so it is a tradition here in. Okay, Tavern, do you have anything else? And Tim, do you have anything else to add?
No. I was good. Mention what you're about to mention. So go ahead.
Okay. What I was about to mention. Okay, so we have a tradition here in the tavern. Nicole, you're new to this, so we have our final rounds, the metaphorical final drink, as Roy would say. So let's go down this little row here. Jeremy, you can say some final thoughts here.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna drink my fake soju here through a straw. Last thoughts. Really hate FIFA, and should Sepp Blatter step down. I don't really like any of the. He's still president, though, right? Yeah.
Well, like he stepped down, but he's thinking of coming back. So.
Right. But I don't like any of the candidates that might succeed him. I feel like they've all had some kind of involvement in this corruption scandal. I just don't see. I just don't like the process that they undertake. Yeah. That's all I have to say.
All right, Nicole.
Sounds like a fucking dog too. So. Yeah. FIFA. What the fuck?
All right, Nicole, go on.
Oh, I just hope that Jimmy Yu gets called up soon. That's all.
Yes.
Very good.
That's a great thing to hope for, and I'm hoping for that as well.
Yeah.
Tim, go on.
Yeah, sure. So, I guess my last call is that I'll be looking forward to the East Asian Cup. I think that Jin-Suk is completely right. It's very, very important. It's monumental. But there'll be some stiff competition there because we're going up against China's first team, essentially, and North Korea's first team.
A-team.
They don't have players playing abroad. Well, North Korea has like a couple playing for like some random team in Liechtenstein. So I think this tournament is absolutely monumental to evaluate where the K-League is at and where the domestic players are at. And I think that we should all be tuning into these matches and watching them eagerly. And on that same train of thought, the K-League does come back tomorrow. Tomorrow morning for myself. The evening in Korea. So there's 6 fixtures, all at 7:30. There should be some interesting matches, I guess. For myself, as a Taejeon fan, there's the Ulsan match where two completely dysfunctional teams go at it. So, so I hope for the success of the national team at the East Asian Cup, and I hope that the K-League continues to interest people and grow in sport.
All right. Okay. So I guess I'm the last here, and let's sum things up. So we first start talking about the Women's World Cup. We all know that the women's teams have a bright future. There's going to be a lot more exposure. There's going to be a lot more funding. It's looking good. KMT, not so much. Stilich's tenure, as Jay noted, has a ton of question marks. he's not what we'd hope for. He's a great motivator. I think he's great with the media. What he does on the pitch is questionable. As for the K League, all right, guys, viewers, here's one thing. So I used to like not really care about the K League, but like the K League interests me way more than the Korean players abroad now. I'm not kidding. Like it's a lot of fun. All the youth talents are there, and without a strong K League, the KNT is doomed, as Youngko says. So please watch the K League. If you're in Korea, go to the K League. I can't pay for your tickets. I don't have money. But like, if I could, I would. So yeah, there's a lot of great players in the K League right now, especially this year. This year has been a very interesting K League, I think, compared to the other past seasons. If you guys agree. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we talked about Lee Sung-woo and Baek Sung-ho. If you want to get the news and what we all think about it, we have posts on the Tavern. I'm sure most of you have read those. I mean, Lee Sung-woo and Baek Sung-ho were fated to go to Barcelona League this season, I think. I hope they do well. They have competition. Baek Sung-ho especially has competition. But they're both very good players, and I hope they fight it out as the best as they can. What do we talk about?
East Asian Cup.
East Asian Cup, yes, but that ties into the K League and how well.
And Lee Sung-woo.
Yes. I touched on that. By the way, Lee Sung-woo for Barca B, I think it's gonna be really freaking important who that next coach is. Yeah. I'll keep you guys posted on the election to the new coach when that is decided.
Yeah.
And see what goes on there.
I have one quick thing to mention. We talked a lot about the men's East Asian Cup, but there is a women's East Asian Cup as well. And
yes, don't forget that one.
and the first team can play. So we should be seeing. I don't think we'll be seeing Chi Soyeon and stuff because she needs to go back to Chelsea later.
Not Chi Soyeon.
Yeah, she has to go back and win that FA Cup. But for the domestic based players, which there are,
almost all
of them basically,
except for Park Eun-sun.
Except Park Eun-sun and Chi Soyeon. This is another test of how they compare to Asian opposition, and who knows, maybe they'll actually come out of there with some good results and some renewed confidence for the Olympic qualifying.
Yeah. All right. So I guess that's it. Thanks for tuning in to the Tavern of the Tech Warriors Google Hangouts edition. Now Roy is controlling this, so I don't have a way of turning this off. So I guess if we all just log out, and then I'll log out at the end, and then it will be good. So thanks everyone for tuning in. See you next time.
Good
night.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good night, Shin-suk.
All right, everyone leave. Yeah, it's freaking 12:20. 2:20. 2:20. My bad.
He's funny.
Right. Yeah. All right, let's leave.
Bye.
If we all leave, I think this should work.